Okay, today, this is for the young kids. I'm explaining you what a 401k is, and I'm finna, it's a retirement fund, and why you should always take that opportunity to get a 401k. If your job offers it. Most jobs offers 401k, some form of it. Some jobs don't. I actually had a job that had a pretty aggressive 401k. They matched up to 6%. So I did a 10% of my 401k, and I got 6% from them. And then I also did 10% of my own pay. Now, let me explain to you what a 401k is. A 401k is like probably a hedge fund. Basically, it's take 6 of your friends, and y'all all put money in this pot. And then somebody like me, I'll take it and I'll put it in the stock market and make money. And then as y'all get paid, as we get paid, I distribute money to each one of y'all, basically. But this is what the company's doing. Companies have a lot of money, and it's a lot of employees. So let's say it's 200 employees, and everybody's, some companies force you to have a 401k. I went to one company, I didn't even know they had a 401k, and when I left, they gave me $1,700. So I'm like, where this money come from? But anyway, this is how you can use it to your advantage. A 401k basically is untaxed money. So if you make $500 a week, they'll take $50 out if you do it at 10%. Now the match is they'll take, maybe the match is 2%. Then that $500 they'll take 2% out, put it in your 401k. If the match is 5% or whatever the match is, because they're gonna have a match for you. They might do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They might go all the way up to 10%. So that's basically $500, $50 come out, $50 come from you. That's $100 a week that they're going to put into your 401k. Now this money is not taxed. This is why you want to do it. It's untaxed. So it's basically on your gross, not your net. Your gross is the money that you make. Your net is after taxes and Social Security and all that stuff. So basically, if you do 10%, $500, the $50 is like you made $450, because that $50 are going to your 401k, and it's untaxed. Now you got to remember it's untaxed. So you can start trying to build, your money. So all you got to do is pretty much just go to work, right? 1 year, 2 years. It depends on how long you work. If you work there 2 years, this is 52 weeks of $50 going into, if you make $500 a week. I'm just keeping it at 500 because it's simple. So that'd be 50 times 200. 52. So that's 150 times 52 is that's $50 times 52 is probably about $2,600 maybe, something like that, $2,600. Anyway, so a year. So what it does is you put the money in and it compounds. Now you got to remember, this is untaxed money. This money is not taxed, right? So let's just say after you participated, the stocks, everything. I was putting in 10%. I think I put in $4,000 or $5,000 total. They matched. Probably in a year and a half, I had $11,000 with the stocks and everything. So this job sold the company, right? So anytime a job sell a company or fire you, they're going to give you your 401k. They can give it to you. Now what you want to do is Now, if you take it, they're going to take taxes out of that $11,000, right? You don't want that. So because you end up getting less 20% of $11,000. So you might end up getting around $8,000, maybe $7,000, right? So basically, you want to get an IRA. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Go get an IRA. Go to a bank, any bank. Go to your bank and say, look, I want to set up an IRA. And they'll say, well, how much money do you want to put in your IRA? And say, look, I want to roll over my 401k into this IRA. Now, this IRA is tax-free too. See? So now all this money is just going in these accounts, making money, compounding money, and you're not paying taxes. You don't have to pay taxes on this money yet. You only have to pay taxes if you take the money out. As long as you keep the money in, you don't have to pay taxes. So, you can go about your regular life. You got your 401k retirement fund. You can get another job, start another 401k, roll it over to that same IRA, and keep compounding the money. Now, a little trick, and I'm trying to tell you, is when you buy a house, they're always going to ask for collateral. Like, okay, can you show us that you know how to save money? Is one of the questions, because they want to see you make money. They don't want to see $11,000 because they're going to be like, where'd you get it from? You got it from your mom. You got it from... So they're going to accuse you of this. But you can actually take your 401k and show them, look, I've been getting 10%, took it from my check for X amount of years. I got this IRA with this money sitting in there, and they'll see that the money was took out through a 401k. Then that satisfies collateral. You can also, when you get in a car loan, if you want to get a nice ride or whatever, and they looking at $20,000, $30,000 in your IRA, you don't have to spend the $20,000, but you could use that to get that loan. You could use this as collateral. So you can always have new cars, new trucks, whatever you need. And this is why I told you it's very important in the last video I did that you take advantage of these 401ks. Now, the 401k and the IRA is separate from the saving bonds. It's separate from the CDs. It's separate from a lot of stuff that you're doing. Now, the IRA, if you can get it up to, I think, $250,000, I think it's $250,000, you could turn it into an annuity. See? And the reason why you want to do that is because annuity cannot get sued. You cannot get sued. No one can ever sue you and take your money from annuity. I think they can with the IRA. I'm not sure. But as your money compound, you can start buying annuities. You see what I'm saying? So, this is another way that you can have money. It has nothing to do with your other savings. And you could save a lot of money, and you could pretty much guarantee that you're never going to be homeless. You're never going to be without what you need. The IRA, you can use it as credit. You can, but now when you go get that money, you're going to have to pay a penalty. You're going to have to pay the taxes on that money. But if I was you, I would just leave it as money just sitting there. And that'll be my backup money. You know, the CDs, you could do that too. You always want to have CDs. CDs, I think that's the money. Well, if you just need $3,000, you know, you get you some CDs, $3,000, $4,000, whatever. And that's the money, that's your emergency fund to me. That's what I do as my emergency fund. I don't mess with the IRA and all that. But the CDs and the saving bonds, that's what that's for. That's for, like, if you're trying to make a large purchase, you need cash, if you can't make it with the money that you're making and you strapped for cash, you go after the CDs and the saving bonds, but leave that IRA alone, leave that 401k alone, and always have that backup as collateral. That way you can have a nice rides. You can change your rides. You can do whatever you want to do. It helps your lifestyle a little bit. If you want to buy a house, you don't have to buy a house. I bought a house, and then I realized I didn't want to stay in the house. Once my kids got grown, I didn't really want to stay in the house no more. I wanted to sell a house. At the time that I bought it, I was in love with the house. But then when I got tired of cutting the grass and I got tired of the upkeep and the maintenance, I decided, hey, I want to get rid of this house. But it was more because I wanted to do things. I didn't want to be stuck in one place. And I stayed for 11 years. And that's just a personal, if you want to raise your kids in a house, get a house. If you're single and you kind of want to just make money and business and move and shake and whatever, you don't probably need a house. You could just rent. Because it's a bad investment if you always on the go. If you're always on the go, you're traveling and you're doing business, then you'll see that the house might be a bad investment because you're not even living in it. You know what I'm saying? The house is to be lived in. And if you can't live in your house, then what's the purpose of the house? Because it's about putting your money up in stocks, And then, life insurance and all that other stuff. That's another video. But today we're talking about 401ks and IRAs and why these things are important. But you have to start, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you get some extra money and you get a job, they offer from 401k, take it. Take that opportunity, and then don't. If you get fired, don't just go get the money. What you want to do is you want to roll it over into an IRA. So you got to go to the bank, set up an IRA for that money to come rolled into, and that keeps you from paying taxes on that money, and that money is still going to grow. So that's just a short video about 401ks and IRAs and why they are important, because I never really got into it in the other video to let you know that this is untaxed money and you can actually use, let your money work for you instead of you working for your money. Okay, so I hope I cleared that up. So if you listen to the other video, Becoming Financially Independent, I talked about the 401k, but I never really told you what it was if you don't know what it is. Okay, so like, subscribe, and I'm going to see you later. Okay then, bye.